Hey Ocala, my name is Greg Davis, Public Information Officer for the City of Ocala. And today we're talking about one of the most discussed topics on our social media pages, the transition from curbside recycling to drop-off recycling. We've read the comments. Why is the city getting rid of recycling? If recycling is going away, why aren't my rates going down? I'd gladly pay an extra $4.96 a month to keep curbside recycling. These are all fair questions, and today I want to walk you through the facts and explain how we got here. Beginning July 6th, City of Ocala residents will still be able to recycle through multiple drop-off recycle locations throughout the city. These sites will be free to use, self-service, and available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. What is changing is how recycling is being collected. Instead of collecting recyclables curbside, residents will take the recyclable materials to one of the city's drop-off locations. To understand why this change was made, we need to look at three things: cost, contamination, and the long-term sustainability of the sanitation system. First, this wasn't a decision that happened overnight. The city hired Raftillus Financial Consultants to conduct a comprehensive sanitation rate study. Their findings were presented publicly during multiple city council workshops and meetings between November 2025 and May 2026. The study found that rising operating, maintenance, capital, disposal, and recycling costs would eventually exceed revenues unless changes were made. Last year, residents placed 3,245 tons of material into recycling carts. On the surface, that sounds like a lot of recycling. However, when the material was processed, 32.97% of it was contamination. Another 14.47% of the material collected was glass. While residents place glass in the recycling carts, there is currently little to no viable market for recycled glass. As a result, glass was collected through the curbside program but was not ultimately recycled. And contamination isn't a new problem. Since 2017, the city's contamination rate has averaged more than 29%, with some years exceeding 40%. Another concern we heard repeatedly is, if you're taking away curbside recycling, why aren't my sanitation rates going down? Sanitation rates had not increased in 4 years despite rising costs across the entire system. Operating costs, maintenance costs, capital costs, and disposal costs all continue to increase. Disposal costs alone increased more than 21% in fiscal year 2026. Even after transitioning away from curbside recycling, sanitation rates still needed to increase to keep pace with those rising expenses. What the recycling transition did was avoid an even larger increase. If curbside recycling had remained in place, the monthly residential sanitation rate would have increased to $34.78. By transitioning to drop-off recycling, the adopted rate is now $29.82. That's where the $4.96 comes from. And honestly, this is probably where most of the disagreement comes from as well. We've seen many resident comments. I'd gladly pay the extra $4.96. But City Council wasn't evaluating whether one household would pay an extra $4.96 per month. They were evaluating whether it was responsible to require every residential customer to pay approximately 17% more for a program that costs more than $1.6 million annually and where nearly half of the material collected was not ultimately recycled. After reviewing the data, Council chose to maintain access to recycling while transitioning to a more cost-effective model. Under the new program, the city will manage the recycling drop-off locations rather than paying a third-party contractor to provide curbside collection services. These new city recycling locations do not replace, impact, or eliminate any recycling drop-off sites currently operated by Marion County. Residents will continue to have access to those county-operated locations in addition to the new city locations. If you have additional questions, leave them in the comments below. We read them, we track them, and they often inspire future Truth Be Told episodes.